People of Earth, good evening. Today is Monday, June 17, 2024. And here are the developments of the current galactic events that are affecting the future of Earth as a planetary civilization. In this week's edition, Anakh Imperial Princess Inanna will talk to us about fear. While High Commander Thor Eredyon from the Galactic Federation of Worlds will disclose information on the disclosure plan of the Earth Alliance. Many of you have wondered how the existence of the secret space programs will finally be presented to the public officially. Well, now, here follow the answers. I am pleased to welcome you to this 35th edition of Star Nation News. The Earth Alliance has enforced its contingents and deployment forces, recruiting among several different military institutions all over the globe. The reason for this recruitment is to prepare a soon coming and official disclosure of the existence of the Earth Alliance over the next 2 years, and also disclosure of its off-world activities. But there is a twist. And High Commander Thor Eredyon is informing us about how the Earth Alliance secret space program Solar Warden is going to be disclosed. For over 70 years, agreements between the Galactic Federation of Worlds of Nataru and certain branches of the Terran military have given rise to a secret defense space fleet called the Solar Warden, the Guardians of the Sol System. The project, initiated by the Galactic Federation of Worlds, as an outreach to the Terran people in response to the insidious invasion of Terra by the Nebu, with the consent of dark factions of the Terran governments, included technological assistance in the creation of a hybrid fleet composed of ships built with our technology, and the hiring of trained primarily Terran military personnel. This fleet has evolved into 6 core units, independent interstellar cargo ships, and a number of space stations in orbit around various planets in the Sol System. Revealing the existence of the Earth Alliance has been seen as endangering the safety of human populations, as the competing dark institutions, led by a great evil, would instantly counteract by launching their false invasion program, attempting to discredit the Earth Alliance forces and cause immense confusion. By mutual agreement with the Earth Alliance, we decided it was wiser not to go down that road. Instead, we preferred to develop a disclosure plan that would infiltrate the dark organizations responsible for blocking the truth and influence Terran human societies in their global field of consciousness. I may specify. Our well-thought-out disclosure plan include the infiltration of these major shadow organizations, for they were responsible for the great deception that had hidden the truth from humanity about the agreements made with the Nebu and the Sikaar. By now, you are well aware of the agreements made with the Nebu, but do not forget the more ancient agreements that were already in place when the Nebu returned to Terra. The Sikaar cooperation with the Dark Societies. Remember too that the Sikaar worked hand in hand with the descendants and followers of Enlil, who was at the root of all the dark secret societies. The Sikaar and the dissident Anakim, or Anunnaki as you know them, were bound by Enlil's rule, for he was half Sikaar through his mother, and he had deep, powerful ties to the Sikaar Empire. This is why the information received by the Aldebaran Anakh colony was given to Maria or Sich in Sumerian. This is your missing piece of the puzzle. You are very welcome. I will not digress into this topic, perhaps another time. Today, I want to tell you about how the Earth Alliance defense program will be revealed. The brutal revelation of a truth can be disconcerting at first, leaving a bitter taste of betrayal and lies. To avoid this, it was decided at the Jupiter meetings 3 years ago that the disclosure of the Earth Alliance existence would be smooth. First, we will hire a lot of personnel, increasing the recruitment campaigns for Space Force and other military branches already working with the Earth Alliance. The idea is to give the impression that Earth is building its own space defense fleet right now. In reality, it will be a massive catch-up effort. The civilian population will believe that spaceships are being built in large numbers. In fact, these ships already exist. The same disclosure program is underway for the colonization of Mars. That is why the Jupiter Accords invited the right CEOs who could do it in a short time. You want to be part of the Earth Alliance and work on a starship in orbit around Terra, anywhere in the Solar System or elsewhere in the galaxy? Well, respond to the call. I will meet you there. Imperial Anakh Princess Inanna has offered a simple message to the people of Earth that is of great assistance to each individual in facilitating their personal journey through this awakening of humanity. Beloved, unique, magnificent humans of Ki, I have been watching you through our viewing instruments from my dear grand uncle's mothership, here in your star system. I am very fond of you humans of Ki. I participated in your creation a very long time ago. So long ago that I cannot remember the exact numbers of days on Ki. Time flows differently for us, as you will soon understand. We do not count our years in the gravitational time of Ki, your planet, your home world, but in our time, the Anakh time, which flows more slowly. I know your potential. I know who you are. Do you? I am sure you do. Our common enemies have clouded your perception of reality. It is not your fault. It is not your guilt to bear, but theirs, their responsibility. But it is fine. Now you are on your way to such a beautiful future. Please, do not pay attention to their fears. They are not yours. Everything that comes from outside is not yours. You decide what gifts you want to make and what gifts you want to take in. Pay attention to the poisonous gifts. They are all wrapped in fear. Many of you feel sick with diseases that are poisons wrapped in fear. You understand? These diseases are making their way to you and being kept active in your bodies by the carrier frequency wave of fear, 100 Hz. If you deny the frequency of fear, not only will new diseases not be able to reach you, but those that are already inside you will slowly break apart. That is one thing. I recommend that you begin as a daily routine exercises that involve the control of your conscious mind over your body. If your thoughts have the ability to transform the existing holographic network of reality, then your thoughts also have the power to reorganize the frequency rate between the particles in your own body and reharmonize the dissonant tissues and emotions, and to mend the broken DNA bonds. What technology can do for you, you can do far more powerfully and permanently with the power of your own thoughts. Share this knowledge with all others on Ki. My beloved ones, I am watching over you, and I have never, not even for a millisecond, stopped loving you. Well, these are very, very wise and important words from my friend Inanna. The Imperial Princess, she is so beautiful, so filled with life and positivity. She's a creator. And she is an amazing and wise person that shows us that knowledge and wisdom go by pair with beauty. The frequency of fear, as she explains, is the carrier wave, the vessel on which intentions are brought to you, broadcasted to you. Fear appeals to your deepest instinct. And the body takes them in, thinking it's an instinctive reaction to take any dangerous signal because maybe it's real. And the body will build defenses and produce chemicals. And these chemicals spread into your body at a constant, as a constant flow, will start to poison you. The body reaction to fear is always temporary, to allow you to go and hide. It's very primordial instinct to go and hide in caves or wherever. But on a daily basis, if you keep all the time within this basic instinct reaction, which become a constant frequency, it eats you, it destroys you, it makes you sick, because it's not meant to be like this. You understand? So I think our message was very important, and we need to really focus on this, discuss among ourselves about the importance of this message, and experience stopping fear and feeling calmness and serenity inside. And why not bliss, if you manage to reach out to this frequency of bliss through meditation? The message delivered by Thor was incredible. I knew about all about this, but he gives the green light for information to be disclosed. And whatever he discloses from the plan of disclosure is without any danger for the plan, because it has already occurred. It's done. So he can tell it. That is why I always explain we'll never have intel information about the disclosure plan that has not already happened. And that's it. I like overall what he said, the importance of the alliance between the Sikaar and the Enlil faction of the Anunnaki, and the colony in Aldebaran. It's very, very important. The missing piece of the puzzle. Okay. I have been talking about the nature of Enlil, that he had Anu, human Anunnaki father, but he had also a mother who was a Sikaar queen, a local queen in Orion, Tia. Yes, it's the famous Tiamat. Yes. And so by this, he had a bond with the Anunnaki Empire and with the Sikaar. He was half Anunnaki, half Sikaar. So his duty was to the both empires. Unfortunately, his love for power, and because he was raised by the Sikaar in his young age and then dropped back to Anu, he was a Sikaar in the deep core of his heart. He felt more affinities with them than with the house of his father. So yes, Enlil was a Sikaar reptilian at heart. And of course, he was the instigator of these secret societies, which his son Ninurta took over after a while, and then Marduk was given some powers in them as well when Marduk betrayed his own father Enki. That is history. So that is explaining very well why Enlil and the Anunnaki were involved in the Fourth Reich in Antarctica, because the Fourth Reich made agreements, the Nazis made agreements with the Sikaar before the start of the Second World War, and you have all the technology that was retro-engineered and shared, the Honobu craft especially. So these agreements with the Sikaar was in fact also agreements with the Enlil faction of the Anunnaki. The dark societies, the Illuminati, the FM were behind the Enlil Anunnaki faction, but everyone was working together. There was one only master behind. the Sikaar. Because Anu had nothing to do with this. Although Enlil, Ninota, and Marduk were Anunnaki, well, Enlil was half Anunnaki. The governance was Sikaar. It was co-governance, we can say. There is a colony in Aldebaran, the colony of Anunnaki. And these were in contact with Maria Orsich, and that is well known. She was receiving technology as messages in ancient Sumerian. This is the Anakh language that is still spoken through to this day in the Anakh Empire with variations. It's not the exact same language as it was spoken in Babylon because there's so many dialects and changes, and along the time, languages evolve. You would hear an ancient Sumerian, a Babylonian from 6000 BC speaking Sumerian. It would be different from an extraterrestrial Anakh speaking now, but at the root, it's the same language. So here is the piece of the puzzle when everything comes together. I will meet you in Denver, Colorado on September 27th to 29th in Westminster, near to Denver, not really in Denver, in a beautiful area near the Rocky Mountains. I will be there with my work team, the eminent Dr. Michael Sala, Danny Henderson, Jean-Charles Moyen, and many others. Alex Collier, the Andromedan Zenate emissary, will also be there, not as a speaker, but also he will be, in fact, in the audience with you. So I'm looking forward to share these moments of gathering next September, very soon, in 2 months from now. So see you there. And in the meantime, think about what Inanna said, the words of these wise, beautiful women. You have the power to become who you want to be. See you next week.
Star Nation News was brought to you by Elena Danan. Don't miss the latest news every Monday on Elena Danan's channel. Video directed by StefZak.